Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Milby. Currently work at First Orion. Excited to be presenting to the group today at the Contact Experience Conference. I've got some slides to share with you this afternoon, but really wanted to start with a story that I think could be retainable and referenceable for other clients on the phone. So about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I had a person with an unknown phone number try to reach out to me. That day, I decided to go ahead and pick up the random 1-800 number. That number said that they were my bank. I picked up the phone. They said they were my bank, and they said there is fraudulent activity on my phone or on my account. And so I immediately was thinking, how did that happen? And really trying to understand how it happened in the first place. And so the person on the phone was asking for a lot of my PII. So they asked me to confirm the last 4 digits of my social security number. They wanted a bunch of PII, my bank account information to confirm. And due to my past experiences at my old companies, I knew that the person on the phone was potentially fraud. So I continued to give them fake information. About 10 minutes go in, I get another phone call come in from another 1-800 number. This 1-800 number, I said, hold on, sir, I need to take this. I pick up the phone. It's my legitimate bank telling me that, hey, I'm sorry, we got disconnected earlier. We were calling to let you know about some fraudulent activity on your account. And so why this is relevant to what First Orion does around specifically branded caller ID is, one, that customer experience for me was horrible. And if I didn't work in the fraud and identity space in the past, that fraudster would have actually gotten all of my information and been able to take more money out of my account. The second thing is, from a customer experience, my bank didn't, they said they had tried to call me earlier in the day, but again, it was a 1-800 number. I didn't know who was calling. And so why this is relevant in any space, especially in healthcare, is having branded calling and transparency and communication. Because 9 times out of 10, like myself, and probably most of the people on the phone today, don't pick up the phone when they don't know who's calling. So who is First Orion? First Orion actually, about 13 years ago, just started in the scam and spam protection for one of the largest carriers in the US, being T-Mobile and Sprint. And so they see over billions of calls each day. And what they do is, when they see those incoming calls, they flag them appropriately as scam likely within the network, making sure that they don't hit your phone. And so for my case, I was on a different carrier. Would have been nice to have T-Mobile, because when that call came up on my phone, could have potentially said scam likely. The other opposite side of that is, there's some other legitimate businesses that potentially are getting their calls as being blocked or being silenced. And the calls aren't getting through to the consumers because it's potentially saying caution on the phone, or just a random 800 number that the consumer doesn't pick up. And that is where we come into play. So again, I'm more than 90%, but statistics say about 87% of consumers that get the 877 number never pick up the phone. They also will wait and say, hey, I'm not going to pick up this phone. If it's important, they can leave me a voicemail. For me specifically, even for it happened this week, where my daughter's school had called, and she hit her head at school, and I had their main phone number programmed into my phone, but I didn't have the health office phone number programmed into my phone. It went to voicemail. I got sidetracked, and a half an hour later, I decided to listen to the voicemail and had to rush to go pick up my daughter. So all of those things really help out with explaining our solution and providing a lot of value to clients. So how do we help? So what we do is, we take your A numbers or your outbound numbers, and we put that 510 number to a associated CNAM or a caller display. Can be up to 32 characters. And so a lot of my healthcare clients have different lines of business. So one line of business could be good doctor appointment reminder. Others could say a completely different hospital appointment reminder. Others could say customer service, good doctor scheduling, could say good doctor billing assistance. But all of those are customizable to you. So also with this, each number can have its own caller name or display as well. So again, how does this help? Takes the known out of the unknown calls, increasing answer rates, engagement rates, and call duration, as well as first contact rates. So again, we talked about this a little bit. This is our branded calling solution. It's called Inform. We could work with you to figure out what the naming convention should look like. So in this example, it says good doctor appointment reminder, up to 32 characters. The other great thing about the solution is if, for instance, like the case of my daughter, her recent call logs would actually show up as my daughter's school or potentially good doctor, also increasing return calls. The solution, major thing that corporations and healthcare companies have to do, simple thing is, we just need your numbers that you make outbound calls for. And then the next one is what you want the display to be. Do you want it to read appointment reminder and your hospital name? Very simple. Do you want it to be billing? And so we'd walk with you on some of those naming conventions of what it should look like. And then we can have some A/B testing to figure out what's the appropriate measure, right? So is good doctor appointment reminder good? Maybe it's just good doctor appointment. So we can walk through some of those A/B testing as well. Always comes up is how much level of IT resources or effort does it take to implement the solution? Sounds great. Up and running in 2 hours. So because we are in network within the carriers, we could just program, once we have your names, we can program them to say good doctor appointment reminder up in 2 hours. So really, really exciting stuff. Once again, increasing answer rates, contact rates, also extends the brand reputation, right? So everybody does a great job of sending out mailers and emails and having those branded, but a lot of times they forget about having those outbound calls branded as well. So this is our Engage solution. So we have two solutions. One is Inform, 0 IT resources needed, up and running in 2 hours. What you see here is what they refer to as rich content display, or RCD. So it could say good doctor appointment reminder, as well as your logo, and very customizable. This service does provide some level of effort, but most of my clients have mobile apps, and those mobile apps are heavily adopted within the organization and within their client base. So as long as this is deployed on their mobile app, if the consumer has that mobile app on their phone, 100% of the time you could get this rich content display appearing on your phone. Again, making it more customizable, and increasing answer rates, and decreasing decline rates. And here's some integration of what it easily could look like from a performance perspective. And that's really it. I'm more than happy to take some questions afterwards. I also have some case studies specific to healthcare that I can share with the group if any organization would like to see them as well.